Look, let's move on to the voter registration exercise. And we'll get the latest from our correspondent. Maxwell Agbagba is in one of those centers right here in the capital. And Maxwell, where are you? I can see that there are people just all behind you. What have you noticed so far since you went there?
Yeah, Roland, I'm here at the IAM Registration Center. That's what the people call it, the IAM Registration Center. All is smooth here. Majority of the people I've seen here are wearing their mask. The only problem, or what I would call a challenge here, is how they are spaced out. Many of them are sitting very close, but for the mask, it is prominently, featured here. Many of the people here are wearing their masks. The process is going on smoothly here. Let's speak to the registration officer. Let's find out from him how they are implementing the EC's queue management system here, and how is that system also helping them reduce overcrowding, reduce the crowd here at this particular registration center. Let's get closer. Sir, you're welcome to join us.
Uncle.
Welcome to join us, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm Daniel Niyati.
Okay.
Daniel Niyati.
Okay. I'm sure you're one of the registration officers here.
Yes, please.
Okay. So how is the process going so far?
By the God's grace, we are moving on smoothly. With the help of the Almighty God. Yeah.
Okay. How are you implementing the EC's queue management system here?
The queue management system there. Now, as you can see, we are team B from the Electoral Commission, assisting the actual team, the main team, because of the population over here.
So this center. No, this center is for the aged and then vulnerable persons?
Yes, and the lactating mothers here, and the pregnant women too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do not use the queue management system here, you use it on the other side?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so far, are you impressed with how the persons here, the people here, the applicants here are wearing their mask and how they are spaced out?
Yes, please. We have been encouraging them to wear their face nose mask. At any point in time. Yeah.
At some of the registration centers we visited sometime last week, the registration officers were quite frustrated that the applicants were not respecting the protocols. Have you had cause to worry about the adherence to the protocol?
What we are facing here right now is the social distance, but as you can see, everybody is in the nose mask. Apart from that one, we have no problem. Hand washing is going on. The sanitizing too is also going on very smoothly. Yeah.
Thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
Okay. So you just had a registration officer at this particular center, which is the place where the aged, lactating mothers, and then vulnerable persons can actually come and then to do their registration. It's really quick, but I'll take you to the main place, the main center, the main registration center. Let's see what is happening there. You heard him corroborate the point that I made earlier, that for the masks, yes, a lot of them are wearing their masks. Quite impressive, better than what we saw sometime last week. The only issue here is how the persons here are sitting very close, although they are wearing their masks. There's a police officer here, I'm sure, who's ensuring that. So you can see how the crowd is actually gathered. You can see how they are not spaced out, but a lot of them are wearing their masks, with just quite a few of them not wearing theirs. I see about 4 people not wearing their mask, sitting very close. Yeah. Let's speak to the registration officer here. Let's find out how the process is going. Sir, you're welcome to join us.
Hello.
Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Mbiba Albert.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the arrow for Korowanko.
How is the process going here?
Oh, it's going successfully. Well, I think the number is increasing every day. but our number is increased. But we are also trying, and we are also registering the number. The total number of registration is going up.
Okay. I'm quite impressed that majority of the people here are wearing their masks. But don't you think they are sitting too close?
Yeah. We tell them to observe the social distancing, but it's like when they scatter, then some people they will come. At the end of the day, they will not be able to capture them, to register them. They will ask them to go, and when the day break, they have to come. But when you come and ask them to be on the queue, most of them is like they are not following the instruction. So we try to let the security monitor them. So now I can see the number is reducing small. So we are observing the social distancing now.
The Electoral Commissioner told us that, Electoral Commission chairperson told us that you're implementing a queue management system to reduce overcrowding. Have you rolled that out here? Have you given out sheets to persons?
Yes, we did that.
Okay. So what exactly did you do here? What was the process like?
The process like we give them the queue numbers to come. If you come and you are not able to register, then we'll give you the queue number. Then when the day break, you come on time. We'll tell you to come on time. When you come on time, then we'll ask them, the security man will ask them to be on the queue so that they will observe the social distancing. I think that is what we are doing here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you too.
So you just heard from the registration officer here talking about how the process is going here at the IAM registration center. Let's speak to this one. Let's find out from her what she makes of the process. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
How you doing?
My yoga.
Okay. I know what you're going. How are you going? Tani on a process at 10
Bene ala was small. I got Electoral Commission ha was sensing bemi no bemi no and social distance bemi.
No, both issue. In a SMP, a beer.
You feel okay, send your share peba.
Okay, so the concern she's raising is that they do not have chairs to sit on here, and I've seen quite a number of people sitting on chairs. So I was saying that there are a lot of chairs here, and the applicants here are saying they brought their own chairs. That is what they are saying here. But I'm not Semba ni no any social distance them.
But I no cash no work. She say no te no balebi apenebo because me komamba can be a kajebeke 8. Ni boba o ko Semba to lie. No she no ya won no ba 6 o'clock. I make pene. Onu shishi e wa ko Semba to lie.
No shishi chomo mi shishi like
she fen jake. Belni emeye e wo ko ba to lai ko sen sa no kan sen no wo ni ko to lai won amoku e sa ni ko kesen ba mamohie na ehwetu mu atwa to afu ane sa no twa me na meba onu shishi ko ani ma bata sen no ni o me awan oni lebi ameba mani me kan bia na me wo amepene onu shishi no ni ke bia ba shi me ko ma me no shishi ko te we ma ajabu. Okay.
She's trying to explain to me the challenge with the seating arrangements here. Earlier we saw some disagreements between some of the applicants here. She's talking about how they bring their chairs from their various homes and then put it here. When they leave, they come back in the morning, and there's some kind of disagreements. I'm not getting it too clear what she's trying to explain to me, but basically it's about the disagreement over chairs and how some of them sleep here. Just so they can make it, they can make it very early to register. Let me speak to Chief. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. What's your name?
I'm Honorable Peter Kwe, the Assembly Member for this electoral era.
Oh, fantastic. Let me once again say that I'm impressed by how they are wearing their masks. Majority of them, I should say. But social distancing is not working here.
It's very true. Every morning, I normally come around to arrange the queue very well. But the reason why the social distancing is not taking place here is that, you see, the previous registration that we've had so far in the whole constituency and the electoral area as well, normally the registration takes place around all the polling centers. But this one is based on cluster basis, like 6 electoral areas at the same time. But if we have this machine on all the various electoral areas, like we will not get these people all here. And then also, a lot of education didn't go on well. So most of them thought, as they are coming here, they will not come to the electoral area again, or they will not come to the constituency again. So all the people within the electoral area, they've trooped in here. So that is what has caused all this problem. But if the machine were to take place, or the registration should have taken place in all the polling centers that we have in the constituency, I think we will not have this problem. Yeah, that is why. But all the same, I always ensure that they are all wearing nose masks. I always ensure that they are wearing nose masks.
I was at a press conference organized by the NDC yesterday, and they mentioned this issue. They raised concerns about public education, especially, and you are also raising that issue. Have you tried educating them, letting them know that, I mean, the team would come to their various electoral areas, so they shouldn't rush? Have you tried doing that?
Yeah, I've tried to educate them on that. But initially, the Electoral Commission within our constituency, yeah, they gave us a chart for this cluster registration. But during the week, we made an announcement to all the people in the community. But the second day, they changed the registration chart again. So quickly, we have to come back and enter them. So the initial information that we gave them, they realized.
But let's put all these issues into a bigger context. And so for the next 5 minutes, we want to interact with Mr. Michael Buedu, and he is Director of Training for the Electoral Commission, because you also do know that all these issues will be addressed by them. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Michael Buedu.
Thank you.
Great, great. And we've seen that even at Ododiodio, social distancing is now being observed, and all the related matters. What did you do within the last few days to make sure even some of these hotspots, so to speak, you are able to put things under control?
Okay, thank you very much. We kept speaking with our people. We informed them of the need to respect these protocols. And the police also have been upheld recently. And I think the public is gradually understanding the realities on the ground, and they are being supported, because largely it depended on the applicants or the public. And so we make the conducive, the atmosphere conducive, and they have to support by just obeying. And I think we need to congratulate the public. I think they are now responding, and we also have to congratulate the police and our officials that are also monitoring this process and ensuring that the right things are done.
Yesterday, opposition NDC raised a number of issues. For example, they are saying that in their strongholds, Northern Ghana, Volta region, there are necessary challenges to a number of the applicants.
Challenge is part of the electoral process. I mean, challenging one's application for registration as a voter is allowed. If you say it's unnecessary, I really don't know, but what is meant to say that. But if one thinks an applicant is not qualified, can go ahead and challenge. Thankfully, it doesn't end there. There is a committee to adjudicate these cases, and luckily, the political parties have representation on the committee. And so in this respect, the NDC will be represented on that committee, and the decision of the committee on those challenge cases would be carried through by the EC.
But at the end of the day, we know that we're targeting a number of people to be on the register. We're told that it's now 50 million. Why is that? When we know that in 2016, we had over 50 million people on the register.
Yes. This goes to buttress the argument that we made earlier on that the register has a lot of names that are not supposed to be there. And so even though 2016, you said we had around the same figure, the understanding is that a good number of them are not supposed to be there. So in projecting for this one, we took into consideration the actual numbers that are supposed to be there. And of course, over the years, lots more people, since 2016, up to now, a lot of people have also become of age to register to vote. And so these are mere projections. Even though we have prepared materials and forms to take care of even up to 20 million, but the projection is the 15. And should we go beyond, we are ready because we have the materials for all that.
How closely are you monitoring the distribution of the cards for the registration from the NIA so that those who would come to the centers have all the adequate cards?
Well, monitoring NIA card. Well, we know they are still distributing the cards, and we, per the returns that we are receiving, the turnout, it still speaks to the fact that a lot more people have access to the NIA because the figure speaks for itself. So I'm sure the distribution is quite satisfactory. Most people are getting their cards. That's how come those who have registered so far, over 60% did that with NIA card.
But at the end of the day, we need to have everybody on the register who should be on the register. How many so far have used the guarantee system?
The guarantee system, let me get it's about 34.3%. These figures are as at the first phase. The second phase, we'll let you have everything when we are done. Wow. But as at the first phase, the end of the first phase, 34% have used the guarantee system. Yes, as against the 63.3% for the NIA.
There are concerns from the Afram Plains area that they are not getting access to power, and so that has affected the workings of the machines that you have at the registration center. Have these issues come to your attention?
Yes. We have told them to get generators, try and rent generators around and use them for places that they have problem with power. And so that directive has been given, and I'm sure that we should be able to solve that problem.
Oh, but you, the Electoral Commission, you should know that power will be a problem.
Yes, so we have, that's why we say, instead of buying the generator, they should just try and rent them around because you might not need them for all the 30 days. Yes, so just rent and then we pay for the cost. That's it.
And you didn't know this before the start of the exercise, the Electoral Commission?
No, you see, where we knew there are no power at all, yes, we have made that arrangement already. But some of the places, they used to have power until something happened recently when they had some challenges and they had to rely on generator or other means of power. And so well, we knew some very remote centers where there's no likelihood of power at all. Yes, we have told our people ahead of time you get the services of generators. But other places where the challenges came up in the course of the exercise because they used to have power and some reason they don't. That's why we're asking they should also get generators to go to the registration. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Mr. Michael Boedu is Director of Training Electoral Commission. Thank you for your time. We always appreciate your reception all the time. But we have the Joy ballot box, and